Hey, it's Tanay here, and this is going to be the first of like a video series that I'm going to start doing about GTM stuff, about AI, automation, but not just like thought leadership stuff where like you have influencers that are just hyping AI and just saying, oh, blah, blah, blah is dead. Now this is dead. No, I'm just going to be focusing on finding use cases for automation and AI that actually benefit businesses that have tangible, real return on investment for systems that you're building that are actually helping businesses save time, grow sales, basically just to make the business faster, easier, more profitable, and just more fun to run. All right, so without further ado, let me dive into this use case. So over my career, one of the most common pain points that I've heard, and because I've been working with like a lot of coaches, consultants who struggle a lot with just prospects wasting their time on sales calls. So, they might have 45-minute long sales calls or even an hour long sales call. And then what ends up happening is because those leads weren't a really good fit for their business or their service offering, it turns out like, they lost so much time. They make so much effort trying to research these leads, but still they get on bad calls where the prospect is clearly wasting their time. They are tire kickers who never really intended to buy. They were just looking to get value for free, or in general, they were just not a good fit. So how could this have been avoided? Well, if you take the time to basically not let anyone jump into your calendar and book a call with you, rather than that, if you start just letting them fill out applications before they get to schedule calls with you, that solves a lot of pains, because you can then research the lead beforehand. But what happens when you start getting volume on those applications? What if you start getting 20 people per day, or 50 people per week filling in applications to work with you, just if you're really successful, which you are. If you're a coach who has any sort of like credibility or real tangible results that they're able to provide to your clients, you're going to be busy. So to fix that pain, what I did was, because I'm learning Clay and quickly becoming really good at understanding what it does, I managed to create this workflow where essentially I'm just going to use the idea of a career coach. So let's say, let's say that you're a career coach who helps really successful, really wealthy executives transition their careers. So because they're facing burnout in their corporate careers, and like they want to pivot to some other industry or pivot to some other some other profession, or like building their own business. And then you charge, let's say 10k 10,000 USD or higher for the price of your consultancy and your coaching. So what you can do is, instead of letting anyone book a call on your calendar, what you can do is you can have them fill out an application to work with you. So I took the liberty of just creating like a Typeform. Essentially, it's going to run through a couple of questions. So their name, so we can say, let's say I'm going to put in my name over here. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you with your job right now? Let's say I'm like at a solid 3, because I'm not super unhappy. Like I'm not like super in pain, but also I would love to transition out of this. My LinkedIn profile. So I'm just going to grab it over here. Copy, paste it over here. And why are you looking to make a career transition right now? I'm just going to say something like, I'm incredibly burned out from my decade-long corporate career. Even though the money has been great, I'd like to start being more creative. I would love to open my own advertising agency. Let's just say this was one of your prospects. This is me. So what I would do is, over here, I would fill out my email address. And before I submit this form, let me show you what's going to happen. So I'm not going to hit submit over here. Now this type form, is going to go to Clay, which is one of my favorite softwares I'm playing around with right now. So what's going to happen is I've set up a basic workspace where anytime someone fills out this career coaching consultation form, it brings the responses in over here. So the email address, the reason for the career change, the LinkedIn URL, how happy they are with their current job, and of course their full name. Now, let me give you a breakdown of how this works and what kind of cool stuff we're going to do in the background. Now, what we'll do is we'll use the LLM as a judge sort of metric. So we will feed all of these responses into an LLM, into a like an AI model, and then we'll let the model give that prospect a score based on their answers. But we're not just going to stop there. Because we got their LinkedIn profile, what we can do here is we can set up an enrichment. So inside over here in Clay, you can go and you can create like a add enrichment where you can find this person based on, because we have their LinkedIn URL, we have their email address. So what we can do is we can enrich this person. And when we enrich a person on Clay, it actually can go and find this person's LinkedIn profile, and it can pull out everything that we know about their LinkedIn. So their title, their number of years of experience, what does their work history look like, what does their description say about them. So all of that information is so useful to feed into an AI, and you can let the AI be a judge. Now, what happens over here is how do we let the how do we let the LLM, how do we let the AI model decide how is a person a good fit or not? So for that, I've actually written a prompt, and then if you want that prompt, you can just let me know in the comments. Essentially, you are an AI evaluator for a premium $10,000 career service, and here's the big system prompt that gives them a score. So all of this I can share with you on LinkedIn comments or etc. But essentially, we're scoring them 1 to 10 based on their level of seniority, their happiness level, and also so important. So this is one of the things about the coaches and consultants I've spoken to. The biggest pain point is like they might be speaking with a prospect that's such a good fit, but unfortunately, they don't have the financial or the monetary resources to afford coaching and consulting. So even though it might be a good fit, they don't have the money to work with them. So based on now this person's LinkedIn profile and their career and their position, we can actually get a very reasonable guesstimate about the financial well-being of this prospect. And then based on that, we assign them a score. And then from the score, we're also extracting a couple of pieces of information. So of course, a score of 1 to 10, how good of a lead are they? What's the tag? Like, can the LLM classify them into not a great fit or kind of qualified or really great fit, really qualified? I want to just jump on the phone with this person immediately. Their seriousness level, about how serious they are to move forward. And of course, the justification, because I want to know what the LLM is thinking. I don't want to trust it at face value. So I want a full justification of why the LLM thought this is a good prospect or it's not. So I'm using over here, Sonnet 3.7 with reasoning. I just feel it's the best model so far. Some people are saying that the new Flash 2.5 is great. The Gemini 2.5 with reasoning is great as well. So I haven't played around with it so much yet, but I will experiment with that later. Now, all of that done, let's go ahead and hit the submit button over here. Boom. So Clay is going to pull in this row. It's pulled in my responses. Now it's already found my LinkedIn profile, and now it's judging whether I'm a good fit or not. Boom, there we go. My lead score is 9. What makes me a good lead? Here we go. It says, yeah, I have leadership experience. That's true. Low job satisfaction score. That is absolutely true. And strong financial indicators and career progression. Cool. So it did a good job of judging me as a candidate as well. Now, I'm going to go a little bit crazy, and then, let's just pick someone like Jeff Bezos or something, or just any high executive position. Just pause for a second. Cool. We have found ourselves Barack Obama, a former ex-president of the United States. We're just going to simulate his Let's say he's not really like enjoying himself as a former president. And I would like to contribute more to charity and volunteering. I am burned out from being a public figure. Let's just say that for fun. All right, Barack B. Obama. I hope that's not your real email address, Mr. President. If it is, I am so sorry in advance. Please forgive me. Cool. So that's going to take him over to Clay. And there we go. It's going to find Mr. Obama's LinkedIn over here. I'm going to pause so that we don't waste your time. Oh, actually, that seems to be running pretty fast. There we go. Lead score 9. The candidate is a former president. Yeah, of course, Barack Obama would be a great fit for any career coach. So yeah, that's pretty much how it works. But essentially now you could repurpose this. So this is not just for career coaches. This could be for sales teams. This could be for anyone who is doing a lot of sales calls. They are struggling with high volume. And then they've got like these sort of open-ended forms where people are allowed to type in pretty much their life story or like a lot of information, and it becomes really overwhelming or really, it just becomes really tedious to go through responses and then also to figure out whether this person is a good fit for your product or your services. This is now effectively solved. So through a combination of Clay and your own systems, you can absolutely like just make sure that these leads are not making their way to your calendar. And then from here, we could just literally send them back to your CRM. So let's say I was using HubSpot or, I could send it back to HubSpot, or if I was doing Google Sheets, or basically I could even email myself. Like I could just send myself an email saying, hey, someone who's a really good fit someone who is a really good fit for your coaching services has just filled out a form. Please reach out to them and arrange a call with them. Something like that. The possibilities are endless. So from here, you send them to your CRM, or you send it to your assistant, or you send it to your personal email, whatever that is. It's all possible now through Clay. So let me know if this was helpful. If this sparked more ideas, I would love to hear them as well. If you can find a couple of like interesting takes on this, or if you can find a way to repurpose this for other use cases, I would love to know. And let me know if you found this video helpful and if you would like me to continue making more of these, because I have so many business pains that I've seen over my career, and I would love to document how to solve them through AI and automation. That's it, signing off, and I hope you have a wonderful day ahead.